Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
We're in the same clothes as yesterday's video because
It's still yesterday,
this is the cliffhanger,
technically.
and pretty much I left it off on what I kind of expect and want out of helping Jaylena build out her van and all that type of stuff. And there's probably three things. One, friendship, and that's pretty much a big, huge one. It's friendship. Two, honesty. However we feel towards each other or want to do in life or whatever it is, just honesty straight down the line. And then three, she's taking me to Panama City Beach in Florida. And there ain't no ands, ifs, buts about it.
I can't argue with that one.
Yeah.
That was her favorite place to go.
Yeah. We enjoyed going to the beach pretty much any time we got. And we would drive to Florida. We did it multiple times.
Yeah.
And
when we went to Panama, though, we were on our way back. We had driven all the way down the Panhandle.
The entire way around Florida. We used to work with bands, and there's a tour, Warp Tour. Well, the band we worked with got off like a week or 2 weeks before the tour was over.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 weeks, and so we did the last week of it.
Yeah, so we had to drive back on the bus back to Texas, and then we were like, we already have our all access pass. We made decent money. Well, let's just jump in the truck, drive. You can't get hotels really because the way the tour is, they're in a different city every day, and so you just have to like constantly drive. So we drove the truck all the way back to Florida from Texas, and then went to the last week of tour with all the bands and stuff that we had met and all that. But while we did that, we hit up all the different beaches and stuff. And growing up, I always went to Pensacola Beach, and that's an awesome, awesome place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And we had went there one time. We went to go visit Jaylena's mom in Nashville, and on the way back, I just said, "Let's go to Florida." Unplanned.
So we went straight down.
Yeah, literally. Instead of coming over, we just went down, and we drove. I don't know, 8 hours or 6 hours or something. And that was the first time you've been to the beach.
A real beach. Like outside of the Texas beaches.
Yeah, Texas beaches are kind of dirty and
they're brown.
Whatever.
They're not even as clean as the river here.
No. And so
you can't see anything.
And so I was like, let's just go. And we drove down there. And I don't remember if it was that trip or the other one, but we ended up seeing like sea turtles and went on the big pier, and we remember looking down all the people swimming and the sharks all around them and stuff. And then just, I don't know, it was cool. There's a bunch of, we got to see a lot of the wildlife and whatnot. And then
well, we saw the sea turtles in the bar.
So was that beach. That was the second trip then?
I think so.
But yeah, we I took her to Pensacola because we used to go all the time as kids. And my grandparents lived in Alabama, and Pensacola was like an hour, 2 hours away or something like that. And we'd always go over there as kids. And I just kept telling Jaylena, I was like, it's white sand, blue water. Like, we got to go. And then she fell in love with it. And then I didn't expect Panama City Beach to be even better.
Yeah, it was like, the water wasn't like,
it was clear.
The Pensacola water was like a baby blue, like this color, and Panama was more like an emerald, like a green, but like super clear.
Oh yeah, we took an air mattress, literally blew up an air mattress, and everyone's looking at us like we were crazy.
It was great though.
And we put it out in the water, and it was the best float you could possibly get because it's so big, it goes over the waves good, and we would just lay on it, and you could see everything. And it got to the point where we literally would just stand there, and I'd stick my hand out like this, and fish would swim up, and I'd grab the fish and pick it up out of the water. And
they would just swim right up to you like they're used to people being there all the time.
Yeah, and so, after that, even back then, we had talked about, let's get a van, let's travel, let's get an RV, let's get something.
Van at that time?
Oh, yeah.
It would have been a game changer.
Yeah, we were in the truck. the back seat was full of our clothes and computers and
That truck is not comfortable to sleep in.
no. And so we slept in the front seat. We slept on top of all the gear in the back seat. And if we can get through that, and I remember we parked at in Pensacola, I think, at a hotel that we had stayed at previously.
Mm-hmm.
And we slept in the truck, and it was
Yeah,
raining,
it
and
was
it
thundering.
was humid, and we had to crack the windows a little bit because we were just dying in there. But it was still fun. But if you can upgrade to a van that's sitting over there, that's a game changer.
There was one, we went over to the Atlantic Ocean on the topmost eastern part of Florida, and we camped at a campground.
That was
And
the
that
worst
was
night
super.
ever.
It was, again, it was storming and it was humid, and I remember we had to roll the windows down because it was so hot. But the bugs were so bad that we were getting eaten alive. So we were underneath the blanket. Well, at least I was underneath the blanket, like my whole entire body. I'm sweating, drenched in sweat,
On an air mattress that was popped.
yeah, covered with, bug bites, and I'm itching, and we tried to do that for a few hours, and we were like, we can't sleep. Let's just go take showers and leave.
Yeah, we left real early in the morning. I mean, it was the point where
It's
like
3 or 4 in the morning.
you were just like you just couldn't breathe. It was so humid, and yeah, we just went in the dark, took some showers.
And it was a campground, and it was like woods like this.
Yeah, and we just took
bugs
off.
were insane.
The beach on that part wasn't that good. It had that red algae or something like that at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and
So you couldn't like get in or anything.
yeah, it was just I didn't like that side of Florida.
Well, the top part up there was like the water was. It was like the water was kind of. It looked brown, but it was clear. But it looked brown from far away. And then you look down, and it's just like rocks. Like it literally looked just like the river.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cool being there and getting to travel and do all that stuff. And I think the thing that really put us on YouTube and decided to live tiny and thought about getting a van or an RV and all that stuff is we went to Colorado. I guess it's been 2 years now or something, and we have some friends out there that are in a rock band, punk band, and the lead singer is actually the kid from the movie Blank Check or Family Ties. He was the little kid that Michael J. Fox, um, you know, was with on Family Ties. He was in Star Trek, stuff like that. Then he ended up playing for a band, the Ataris, that we liked. And then we ended up doing video work for him and his band and, became friends and stuff. So we drove out to Colorado and did a music video. But before we went to go meet him, we went to this park, if you want to call it that. It was just open fields and people just go walk. And we walked around for like an hour, 2 hours to waste some time. And we walked and we just said, we got to figure this out. Some way to travel the country, make a living, and just live as we travel. And it was like, we were just like, we got to get a van or an RV or something. If we had to do a truck, we were talking about maybe getting a topper for the back of the truck.
Yeah, I'm building that out.
And yeah, we were just like, but we got to figure this out. And that was 2 years ago. And I remember walking like it was yesterday in Colorado there, and we had a plan. We were just like, we have to make this work. We have to make this work. I mean, sometimes it takes 2 years, and
sometimes it takes a while. You gotta be patient.
Yeah, but we had this goal for a while, and some people think, out here building a tiny house just because want to make it big on YouTube, or you're getting a van to jump on a fad or whatever, or whatever the case may be. But this is something that we've thought about and talked about for a long time, and sometimes it takes a while to get there.
We spend hours watching YouTube videos on bus conversions and van conversions and RV conversions, and I guess somehow wound up on we wanted to do a tiny house in Terrell
on the property we had bought.
Mm-hmm. And then at the time Jared was dating someone and they broke up, and so he, I guess, kind of came back into the picture. And I think technically we couldn't have a house that small on the property.
Yeah,
anyway.
It had to be so many square feet.
So we had to get a bigger shed anyways.
Yeah, so I was at Lowe's, because I would go to Lowe's almost every day, and I was doing woodworking and stuff. And I was there, and I just remember looking at one of the sheds, and I was just like, why do you just turn a shed into a house? Like they're built a lot better. Well, not all sheds are created equal, but you can find some sheds that are built almost exactly like a house. And I remember Jaylena and I went up there, and I think they had a 16 by 16, just a huge garage door that pulled up. And we looked at it and looked at it, and we're like, could we do this? And, you know, not many people think, like, hey, can we turn this shed into a house? And we were just like, can we do this? And then I remember sitting on the couch at the house we lived in, and Jared had broken up with that girl and stuff. And I was like, so what's your plan? He's like, I don't know. I think I might get an apartment in Dallas next to my job. And I was like, ugh, I wouldn't do that. I was like, you're going to spend a lot of money, not the best part of town, you know, that type of thing. And I was like, we're planning on moving out there to the property and buying a shed and turning it to a house. He's like, are you an idiot? Like, that is just no. And he was like against it. And then I started showing him like ideas and stuff, and he was just like, you know what, let's just go for it. And so we did it, and then we started kind of putting it on YouTube, and that's kind of what boosted the channel, I guess.
Well, because you had already had a couple videos on YouTube from Crocker Twin Creations.
Yeah, woodworking.
And that one bench video did very well.
Yeah, it was like one of my first videos ever to post on YouTube, and it got, you know.
Did that video monetize the channel before we even started it?
I don't think so. No, because remember we had to hit it to get monetized. I don't know. When we started YouTube, it had about 150, I think.
I want to
150,000, and that doesn't happen all the time either. So I was just like, we're on to something here. Like if there's something, you know, I don't know if it's just because I know how to do video work, and maybe it was just the way it was filmed, or maybe this is like
still at 150.
Maybe maybe you know there's a good niche for it. I don't know. And but I was like, I don't want to be a woodworking channel. Like I'd already built for years, and I got burnt out of building for other people. And so yeah, it was just like, let's just do the daily vlog thing. You know, we want some chickens. We started watching Justin Rhodes at the time, and just like everybody, you know, you get hooked and you go back and binge watch until you catch up, and then you're just like waiting every day. And I think that's the cool part is we haven't always just been YouTubers. We were viewers. And so we know, you know, what it's like to be on the other side. And, you know, I remember one time Justin Rhodes commented on, we did a video, Young and Homesteading, and he commented on it. And because Jaylena had mentioned him, I think, about the chickens, and he has I guess a Facebook group or something, and somebody told him about it, and he commented, and he said, oh, you guys stay crazy, you know. And I remember thinking like, oh, dang, that was so cool. Justin Rhodes commented on it, and I think at the time he had maybe 100,000 subscribers. Actually, probably less.
1,000, not 100,000.
He had more than 1,000.
Oh, you said he. I thought you were talking about us.
No, Justin Rhodes.
No, I think at that time we had probably like 6,000.
Yeah, we had like 6,000 subscribers. He had probably like 100,000. And I was like, oh, man, like Justin Rhodes coming on this. This is insane.
Because we had watched him since he had maybe like almost 40,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
We watched him for a long time.
And, you know, we were just invested in him and, you know, all that. And then, it came down for us to go out there and meet him and, you know, go to his house and help him, you know, do stuff and learn from him. And then the situation was a little different when we got there. But we've seen the good and the bad. And then we got on YouTube, and then we seen the good and the bad.
Well, for a long time we were into Sow the Land. And when we got to meet Sow the Land, we had 17,000 subscribers, and they only had like 21,000.
Yeah.
But we were still like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're like, oh man. And I still watch Sow the Land every now and again. It's just, I don't get to watch a whole lot of YouTube anymore. And I just kind of fell off a lot of people's channels, I guess. But at the time, I would watch. I just don't. But they were super, super nice. They invited us into their house the entire week. We were out in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Lorraine cooked for us, and she is a phenomenal cook for... They have like a special diet, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is, but they don't eat like bad foods, basically.
Yeah, they like ferment their own foods and all this stuff, and grow their food and all that. So if you watch Sow the Land, you know. And then Jason was like, "Yeah, you want to go check out my wood shop or whatever?" Which it's basically a shed, but he has all his tools and stuff. And went out there, and it was cool seeing all that stuff, and um, it was just a really cool, awesome experience for us being young YouTubers and young into homesteading to be able to go out there and have that experience. Even the bad with Justin Rhodes, it was still cool to see a different side of it, see it in person.
Yeah, to actually be there physically after watching it for so many years.
It looks way different in person. I'm sure that's anywhere you go. It's like the Sawyers came out here for the first time. They're like, yeah, it looks different. But it's because it's a different perspective, like some cameras have big wide angles, so it makes it look bigger than it really is. And, it's just, I guess with all that is like, you can't get wrapped up too much in people's lives and stuff because it's not the reality of it. There's still something there that's missing. And so when we started really getting into this and the channel was growing, we just said, we're going to keep it real, like as real as possible. And, we hit rock bottom on here. We're kind of like trying to build back up, stuff like that. And when I first started YouTube, I didn't have this big lump on my head right here. So, you see it?
No.
It's right here. This thing. It's there. People call me out all the time. You'll see it. But
Well, that's mean.
What?
That people call you out on
Oh,
it.
they
I
do
don't
all
even
the time.
notice it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Why'd you hit your head or something?
No, I think it's just people think it's cancer. It's like a tumor.
There's nothing there. Y'all are crazy.
No, there's something. It's right here.
It looks like a bug bite.
No, it's been there for months. But you'll start to pay attention now. But
no, it's like Jessica. Jessica has a scar on her forehead right there, and she's always so self-conscious about it. And sometimes people ask her what happened and stuff. I don't even notice.
Look at the screen. You can see it on my forehead between my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it in there, but it's just the lighting.
Well, it's a little lump.
I got a little lump on the back of my ear right here on this side, but not on this side.
Anyways, I think this is just a I don't know.
It's probably just normal.
Oh, I think it's just because I'm always like this. Like whenever I squint and stuff, it kind of pushes it there. But people, I don't know. People think I'm dying. I am probably. We're all dying. But I don't know why I got on that topic. But yeah, I guess we kind of went off of the whole.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
What
you expect from.
Yeah, that's what we started with. But ADD takes you different places.
It takes you different places.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Out of all this and everything, I'm glad Jaylena's back in my life. And, we sat down at the river yesterday for a couple hours and talked. And really and truly, I think at this point, the best expectation is
not to have any.
Yep. And so, I appreciate y'all's comments that are like, get back together. We love to see you guys together. There's a few people that are like, don't get back together. Jason's an a-hole. I respect those as well. I'm a different person, I think. I think Jaylena is a different person. And, just...
As much as you guys, I'll just say this. As much as you guys see on the internet of us from the past 2-3 years or however long 2 years, I guess, that we were on YouTube, no one knows what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
When we broke up, my closest friends and family were like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Like, y'all were the perfect couple. And it's like, yeah, because we didn't put all of our problems out there. Yeah, we put our business out there and we try to be transparent, but we don't tell you guys all the details.
Yeah, not every single detail.
So it's like, you get the gist of what's going on, but, I mean, you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And that's for anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
So,
and I think personally we probably put way more out than most people on YouTube. Because there's YouTubers that I watch and I'm like, there ain't no way you're this happy and cheerful all the time. Just no way. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but
I mean, everyone has their issues and
everybody.
Problems.
And I get it, and I respect them for not putting it out there. We just chose to just keep it a little more real, I guess. It's kind of, I guess, who I've been for a very long time, and I'm not going to change for anybody. And, I guess another thing is, the Crockers is not a tiny house channel. It's not a off-grid channel. It's not a van conversion channel. It's the Crockers, and technically Jaylena is still a Crocker. The divorce is not completely finalized. We haven't worn rings in a while. We haven't been together in a while, but still technically she's a Crocker, and just living our life. And it's like Jaylena's channel. Yeah, she's converting a van right now, but the channel's Jaylena Darcel. It's her life, and so people get upset that we do or don't do certain things, and they're like, you're supposed to just stick to homesteading. It's like, we haven't been a homesteading channel in a year, and we started that way because we didn't know what to do. We'd never been on YouTube.
Well, that's what we were doing at the time.
Yeah, but even then it's like, I like to joke around and do pranks, and Jared does the same thing, and there's more to us than homesteading. It's like Jared's channel. He still lives there. He still has the animals, but Jared's not a homesteading channel. It's just sometimes when you get on YouTube, a lot of people start to change their names and what they do because you don't know what to do when you get on YouTube. And so, I don't know. It's just our lives on our channels. And if you like it, we appreciate that. If you don't, we accept that. And if you have the need to say anything negative, it's saying more about you than it is about us. And so that's the way we see it. But to wrap up this entire conversation, she's taking me to Panama City Beach. That's how my mind works. So if you ever want to know how ADD works, watch this video.
If you ever think about wanting to have a conversation with Jason, just know it's going to go something like that.
Yeah, it'll be pretty long. And I'll come back to the topic eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much what you expect. So, yeah. I have no expectations other than we're going to Florida when this is done. And I told her that from the get-go. I said, my time, and if I put any money into it or anything like that, I just want to help you out, live out your dream. And the only thing I want out of this is friendship and take me to the beach. So,
and I love the beach, so
yeah. So yeah, maybe at some point, I don't know how long it'll take. Not going to try to rush building the van out. My hair is just all sorts of wild, but
like Ace Ventura over there.
Yeah, but
put me in, coach.
anytime I think of Ace Ventura, it's just let me get the arrows. All right, do that. But yeah, we're not gonna try to rush building our van and do anything like that. Like, get it right. This is our first build.
Hey, I ain't trying to rush anything in life these days.
No, and so take it slow, get it done right, and think about it. And it's gonna be almost the same thing as like the tiny house build. You can write it all out on paper, and some people do this. Write out the whole plans of paper and just build. Don't second guess it, just build. But then you get in your house and you're just like, oh man, I wish this bathroom would have been a bedroom. I wish, there was no lofts. Like, lofts sounded great, but now it seems too small in here. Same thing with the van. Oh, you need a sink, you need a refrigerator, you need this. In reality, you don't. So it'll probably be the same thing. Like, I build as I go. We'll probably build as we go. That way we can actually physically see how much room is in there, what it feels like, what you need, what you don't need.
Yeah, because I don't even know exactly how I want it to be built out right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, the things that you want. We just don't really know exactly where they'll go. And
yeah, and even I'm not positive of exactly what I want and stuff like that. So,
well, I mean, I have an
idea of a few things, but not everything.
The major things, pretty much. But yeah, if you guys have not checked out her channel, it's Jaylena Darcel. I've been linking it down in the description. The last few videos that she's been on here, and same thing on the Crockers. And even if van life isn't for you, you can still get a lot out of it if you're trying to go tiny. Jaylene will probably do a few different things of, how to take a shower when you're on the road, or in small spaces, how to keep your food good, stuff like that. It's like here, I have room to build a shower. You can't take that with you. So she'll have to get really creative and stuff, but you can take those ideas and put it into an RV, or maybe you're traveling in your vehicle, or into a tiny house on wheels, or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to Panama City Beach at some point, and I have nothing else to talk about now.
Well, I think we're good for today's coffee at the Crockers.
I'm not doing goodbyes. Bye, guys.